Trying to find a place I went wrong. I got a couple problems, but I'll make it alone. I can't write all my wrongs, but I can write them in songs.
What's up, everybody?
And welcome back to the cave.
So today, y'all, we're gonna talk about something that I think everybody usually do. Not usually, everybody definitely does deal with it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and I've been kind of facing since all 24 years of my life.
Soon to be 25.
Yeah, soon to be 25. And that is fear and anxiety.
Yeah. I think like when it comes to fear and anxiety, to me they like first cousins.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get one without the other.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like people don't always like talk about the anxiety part of it, or they don't always like talk about the fear part of it.
Yeah. And so I would say fear and anxiety looks different on everybody, because how it looks on women is very different on how it looks on men.
Definitely.
So how would you say anxiety and fear looks on men?
Well, I think it depends, because I think it looks different on men in different stages of life too.
Oh, very true.
Because for older men, I think fear looks like going to work every day for fear that he's not going to be able to provide, instead of spending time with his family and his kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like it looks like being mean and grouchy all the time when really something's wrong in here, but he's not talking to nobody about it. And for younger people, I feel like it just looked like acting out all the time. Like for younger dudes, I don't know, we just be cutting up.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say more so like I agree with you said, like how it looks different for everybody in different stages and stuff of that sort. But I definitely believe like in the younger ages it also looks a lot like laziness.
That's good too, yeah.
Like, because, like for me, I know for a fact, if something overwhelms me or scares me or fills me with anxiety, I'll just be, I'll start procrastinating, or I'll be lazy and not do it because of, the fear and anxiety that I have for it. And I think that's a lot like what it looks like to a lot of other younger men. It looks like laziness or lack of commitment type thing because of the fear they won't turn out right, or maybe it might even look like just isolation.
I agree with that.
So I would definitely say it looks very, very different in different cases. And also I would say like in later ages, I'd also say that looks a lot like what's the word I'm looking for? Disassociation.
Okay.
Because older men a lot of the times, they don't talk about pretty much anything. So and as a result, I feel like a lot of the times for them what they do is they disassociate. They're quiet, they don't say much or whatever. They might chime in here and there or whatever. And that's necessarily in fear of, looking a certain way, or in fear of,
True.
many different things, amongst other things. So yeah, I think that's a different way to look at women. Because women, they will wear theirs and they would tell you, well, I'm worried, or this is and that. Or they visibly be panicked. And for like us guys, like we were sitting there looking calm, but we really freaking out, or we might just be like, just like moving around like a lot more, but it just won't be visible most of the time. Yeah. For some people, you can tell when I'm worried and panicked. It's visible, but for most guys.
No, I definitely agree with that. I really it's like when you just said about the commitment.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like you see that so much with guys, especially when it comes to excuse me, whenever it comes to like career stuff and like dating and or marriage.
Yup.
It'd be fear.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Absolutely.
Because you'd be like, oh, what if it doesn't go right? What if I fail? What if I can't lead? What if I can't? Well, I'm putting my business out there now. I should have said them three first. but I think that's so true though. And like, I think as men, we're afraid to be afraid.
Yeah.
Like we think it's weak to be like, oh no, I'm afraid of this. I'm scared of this. Like I get anxiety about this. You know what I'm saying? I think funny enough, I think overeating is another one too. Because when you think about it, when you're afraid of something, you need comfort, right? Mm-hmm. For a lot of us, comfort is food.
They always say, wait till a man's heart is his stomach.
Exactly, and that's problematic.
It's very problematic.
Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. But I think that's interesting that God will put us as the head of everything. Mm-hmm. And yet sometimes men be the scariest people. And a lot of people don't know that. And they require so much. but it's like we just as scared as y'all are.
That's true. That's very, very true. And I also wanna add, 'cause that was so funny. He was like, oh, fuck, I told my business out there. I also like to add though, like as far as like the fear of commitment, I more so say it's not necessarily even afraid of like just failing too. It's afraid of being vulnerable. Yeah. Afraid that what they see they won't like. Mm-hmm. Afraid of what they see they'll use against you. Because that in itself is, I feel like the whole thing about men just being vulnerable is fear altogether.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And I think it's, like you said, that fear of rejection is big too.
Huge. I
huge.
feel that.
Cause I don't, man, for the guys out there, if you say that you're not afraid of rejection, you're absolutely lying. Because I feel like we have to have such a hard exterior all the time, and we have to be the strong ones. We have to be the ones who are like, nothing bothers us, nothing, you know what I'm saying? I think to, like you were saying, just be vulnerable and let that guard down is like, what if a girl look at you and think you're weak now? You know what I'm saying? What if the world look at you and think that you're weak now because you're afraid? That just blows my mind. Because, like, I be reading stuff in the Bible. Let me use David, for example. I know me, okay? And if the Lord had told me to grab 3 rocks from the river and go fight a giant with them, I don't think I would have been there. And I know that sounds so bad because you're supposed to be obedient, but, times is different, okay? Times is different. And we ain't built like that. We don't just go off to war every other week like they did back in the gap. I don't think I would have been able to. I think I would have been too afraid.
I definitely agree. There was plenty of times the Lord came with people with so many things in the Bible. I've been like, if He would have came to me,
right?
Some of these doggone promises would not have came to be because I would not have done my part.
Right.
Because a lot of the times the promises came to be, that God promised so many times later down the line because people were obedient, because they listened. And so therefore God was able to go ahead and use them and let His promise go through. Even if they didn't listen though, it probably would have, the Lord would have definitely still had the promise go through, but He probably would have used other mediums or would have to use other mediums because somebody's disobedience. And that probably would have been me. Lord forgive me, Jesus, because like you're telling a burning bush telling me to go Sir, I'm sorry, I don't think so. Go ahead and walk across the sea. You see a sidewalk out here? like just being honest, like even with Elijah, I felt Elijah. Yeah. When Elijah was up under the tree, like, Lord, go ahead and take me now. Yeah. I feel him. Lord's like, go ahead, take a nap, get something to eat, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But I would woke up and say, okay, Lord, I'm still here where I'm going. But all those aside though, like, yeah, that's definitely a huge thing. Like the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown. I feel like everybody is afraid of the unknown. Not just women, not just men. Everybody's afraid of the unknown. But the magnitude of it is kind of different, for everybody. And I know that used to be the main source of, when I dealt with anxiety, when I had anxiety, was just the unknown. That's why I was always a planner. I had to plan everything, every second, every minute, everything's supposed to happen. And when one wrong thing did not go the way it was supposed to go, I'm in a frenzy. And that's low-key why I don't like planning stuff now. Like, I really hate events and planning. I like events, but I don't hate planning them. I hate putting them together. I hate being responsible for this and this and that. The moment something not going right, you're going to see me in somebody's bathroom start crying. Because my nerves bad, and I'm just like, it's like, system overload. So that's just me, But, what are some fears that you face?
I mean, I didn't already put my business on Front Street, though.
Just in general, not this current season, just in general.
In general?
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest fears, if not the biggest fear, is to not do what God put me on this earth to do. And then at the end of my life, He'd be like, all right, show me what you did. You ever been in like a situation like when you was a kid in like them arts and crafts type classes? And they're like, okay, everybody draw a bowl of apples, and then you show up with a pineapple. I don't want to be that kid. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's like, I needed you to give me this painting of apples, and I show up with a pineapple. And He's like, well, what have you been doing? That is my biggest fear, because kind of like you were saying, that disobedience, He got to use other people to do what you were supposed to do, and I just don't want to. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And like to me, that's just that's a failure in life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's only one way to be a failure, and that is to not do what God put you here to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be that guy who lives on this earth for 90 years and doesn't do what I was, the one thing or the one or two things that I was supposed to do, didn't do them.
Mm.
Then the Lord looking at me crazy on Judgment Day. And I think the scariest thing about it is that I could still get into heaven. But think of all of the stuff that I would have missed and all the blessings that I would have missed and what could have happened in my family if I had been obedient. So that's probably my biggest fear, is to not do what I was put here to do. My next biggest fear probably, well, I'm not gonna say biggest, but the next very big fear of mine probably would be to be lame. But I'm gonna define what I mean by lame though. I don't mean lame in the sense of like I don't have no style, or like nothing crazy like that. But lame in a sense of like I don't get married, I don't have no kids. You know what I'm saying? I work a whack job where I'm unfulfilled, don't make no money in my lifetime, don't never have any type of successes, any type of wins, any type of fulfillment, never, operate in like purpose and overflow. To just be lame. You know what I'm saying? That's a big one for me. Like, that's just lame. Like, imagine if you were supposed to, if the Lord wanted to use you to be the next, Bill Gates, but
See, in the name of Jesus.
right, like you're supposed to be a figure like that. You know what I'm saying? And like have a family and have a lineage of children, and you see, you be here long enough to see your great grandchildren. Like if that's what He had for you, and all you ever do is sweep parking lots your whole life, never get married. You know what I'm saying? Never had no kids. Just you and a raccoon that goes from dumpster to dumpster. Y'all hanging out in the parking lot. That's lame. I don't want to be lame.
At least he befriended a raccoon.
The raccoon gonna die at some point. Before I will, hopefully. To me, that's just lame. I don't want to be lame. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's being spiritually lame.
Yes.
Where like the Lord, you were so disobedient and so untrustworthy that the Lord just was like, I can't. What I'm gonna do with you?
Yeah, it's very deficient.
Yeah. That's two of the big. I could keep going. That's
that.
probably it. So
I totally
I'm gonna throw the ball to you.
I totally feel that.
Ooh, I have one more.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna throw this one in there. I gotta throw this one in there. So I have this fear, right? And I'm working through it. Well, trying. I ain't married, so I don't know. But I have this fear that when I get married, that I won't be all that my wife intended for me or expected for me to be, and should be disappointed in who I am. And the crazy thing is, I don't think that I'd ever be so bad off that a woman would leave me. But I do think that it could be a situation where she's disappointed in her life choices, and she stays anyway with the disappointment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you living with a woman who really thinks you're a failure. That scares me.
Dang.
Right. I know that's so heavy.
That's deep.
But like, cause you see that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Especially in like our parents' generation, where it's like that woman, yeah, she loved that man, but like she over it, Ben. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where it's like she knew, she had such high expectations, but he never met her, and like she just stuck around because there wasn't nothing else to do, or because they were already this far along.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That made me want to kill myself. I'm not lying.
Lord. Okay.
I'm an alley. I don't know where you.
That was good. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That's some really good stuff. I especially felt that first one. Goodness. Okay. I also don't want to be whack in life.
Feel that.
Okay. So I guess since you're doing top 3, because I got buku.
Yeah, same. We could have went like 20 for 20.
Okay.
Honestly.
Buku. But I would definitely say my number one fear is also what you said for number one, because I be feeling like, what if I can't get? No, my biggest fear is like, what if I believe I'm ready and thinking I'm doing the Lord's work and ain't? You
That
know,
is
like,
scary.
because it's not that I, you know, like I fear, you know, like I'm not doing or whatever. Like I feel like, what if I feel like, okay, I get to that point, I'm close to the Lord, and I feel like I'm doing this work, and I ain't. And then I get there, I'm like, yeah, Lord, okay, so let's see what you got. I got a lot, Lord, to show you. And He's like, what is that? That ain't what I told you to do. I'm like, you know, that is my fear. Just like going down the wrong path or doing the wrong thing, thinking I'm glorifying the Lord and doing what I'm supposed to do when I really ain't.
Right.
And also just, you know, like fearing like never like necessarily being completely ready for it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, cause my main thing is I'd be like, every little mistake I make, I'll be like, Lord, you hate me now? You know, like, Lord, can you still use me type thing? And I have to remind myself of all these raggedy, toe up, low down people he done used in the Bible before. I'm like, so why can't he use me? So so I definitely feel that for number one. Like you hit the nail on the head. So I for sure feel that. Number two, I guess mine is kind of similar to what you said with your number three, but mine is more so like her loving everything about me, and then and then next thing you know, like I tell her one thing about, like I feel like my luggage is too much, and I tell her one thing from my past, and she be like, divorce. or like before we get married, I tell her everything, like, you know, like this is all that's on my heart, you know, things I've been through, my past, and that. She be like, don't worry about it. We take the ring back. You know, that is my fear per se, more so that, because I feel like no matter what, like my wife is gonna be, she ain't gonna be disappointed with me. Point blank, period. I ain't no reason she will be disappointed with me, because we gonna make the thing work. I'm gonna put it in the effort type thing, because I know what I can do, what I can bring type thing, and I'm gonna make sure that's, you know, known up front within a relationship, you know, before we can get married type thing. And, you know, and I'm real big on communication. I'm like, so what are your expectations? And I'm like, well, if I can't do that, homegirl, is it a deal breaker for you? Like, if so, you have to move on. You know, like that's the type of thing I'm on. My thing is, I'm just like, what do I open up? She be like, oh my God, ew, disgusting. No. And I'll be like, my God, I'm sorry, okay. And I'm living alone the rest of my life, being a monk, praying all day, every day, no sex, no nothing, no churn, no anything. I'm like,
You hang out in the parking lot with me and the raccoon.
I'm sorry. I would rather. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna say that. Lord forgive me. But anyway, I'm about to say I'd rather train opossums and we make them fight.
That could be
Make
fun.
our raccoon and opossums fight.
That could be fun.
But that's kind of wrong though. Anyways, yeah, and I guess I would say my last one is kind of just like, you know, like within my gifts and talents, never really being good enough in them.
Oh, I feel that.
Never being good enough in them.
Very much feel that.
Like, you know, like, because like I said, I would be like, you know, I have so many different ideas, so many different, you know, this and that or whatever. And then even though this is very much so comparison, I see somebody else, I'm like, they eating that crap up. Let me go ahead and put this crap to the side. This is whack. Like,
For real, I feel that.
And I just be like, okay, what? And then I just be like, well, how you gonna ever, you know, get better or do something more if you don't step outside that fear and do it? I'm just afraid everybody like, you whack, boo, tomatoes, get off the internet type thing. You know, but at the end of the day, it's like, I just feel like, you know, I know there's plenty of different gifts that the Lord has given me. And I'm just like, I'm afraid of like never really being able to just, you know, fully use them or articulate them properly or, you know, be good enough in any of it. You know, because I may feel like it's good enough, but then what if it really, you know, comes up short? And you think you're out here doing the doggone thing, and really, you're lame. So yeah, so that's my, I guess I would say my top three per se.
You know, it's crazy.
What?
So I was up writing last night, right?
Come on, writing.
And what you just said is like literally the last line of something I wrote.
Really?
Literally. And I'm gonna read it to you just so you know I'm not lying. Okay, that's why I just pulled it up. And so it's something about that sharing that art that gets me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It is.
And
it's
like
so
not
vulnerable.
being good enough. Yeah, it's like you're really putting your heart out there. So you know, this is a sneak peek. I don't know if this will ever see the light of day, but it says, "If I don't share my art, you'll know my name but never my heart, and who I was will be lost like a seashell in the sand when the waves have washed away. I hope they remember where I used to stand." Yeah, it didn't feel that hard when I wrote it last night, but it's something about sharing,
That's hard.
It just, I don't know, it's like you gotta really be bold to share yourself, and like I have a newfound respect.
So beautiful. Like, I can't get past that. That was so beautiful. You need to do something with that.
Yeah,
That's nice.
It's a part of a piece.
Oh my God.
I don't know, cause like
step my game up. Okay, go ahead. I'm supposed to be the writer here.
not for the
Go ahead.
But it's just like that definitely is a thing too. Cause it'd be like when you really gotta share your heart to share your talents and stuff with the world.
That's true.
And I feel like nothing is worse than being laughed off the internet. Or you know what's worse than being laughed? At least if you get laughed off the internet, people paid attention. Nothing's worse than like you put your blood, sweat, and tears into something, and like you drop that joint, and like nobody ever even sees it.
Oh my god.
Or like people be like, "Oh yeah, I saw it," and that's it. And then you feel like a fool.
Yeah.
You feel like a fool.
Yeah, that's why I try to respect people's like stuff, their art when they put it out, and actually watch it and give feedback or like say I see, acknowledge it because I understand how they feel. Even if I don't like it, because I'm just like,
yeah, some of that stuff, ain't my cup of tea.
Exactly, but I try to acknowledge this stuff because I understand how it is to be an artist. To just put your heart out there. You're all into something. And you wanting to feel as though like you're heard, you're seen, type thing. So I definitely feel that.
I feel like that's why men. A lot of us, like, people don't really be knowing our talents for real. Because we hide them.
Oh, we do. They got so many talented dudes out there, man. It's like ridiculous, but they afraid, especially the number one gift people always hide. It's the singers. It's so many people I know that you would never know they know how to sing because they ain't never gonna tell nobody. And if you be like, oh, they can sing type thing, I'm like, no, I can't, whatever. And actually sit up here and like sing bad on purpose. I knew someone who used to be like, I can't sing. But one time sat there and blew the freaking roof off the doggone place. And ever since afterwards, I'll be like, oh, homeboy can sing type thing, whatever. The other day when and just do bad on purpose. I'm like, you are an evil person.
Keep that attention off of them.
All because they're afraid. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
I think people don't realize fear is really debilitating.
It is debilitating.
Like, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. This was a long, long time ago. I think I might have been. This is actually one of my earliest memories in life.
Okay.
So I probably was like, I want to say like 3. Because the other memories, when they start, I know for sure that I was older than that. But I want to say that I was like 3. Maybe very early. No, I couldn't have been 4. No, because I remember 4 vividly. That's when I lived in Monroe. But, yeah. So, yeah, I had to be like 3, right? And so I was like, I had this petrifying fear of the dark as a kid. Like, terrifying. And so, this is not the story you think I'm finna tell.
Okay.
It's not that one. This is what led to that, though. So, long story short, I was up. I can't remember what was wrong. And that's how I know I was little, because I had like a little baby bed like type thing. It was like this white thing. And so I climbed out of it, which I used to climb out of all the time. They didn't know I could climb out of it.
Of course.
Yeah, watching Batman. So I climbed out of it, right? And it's like probably wee hours of the morning, the whole house sleep. And so my house gets really, really dark at night. And the stairs in my house, sometimes they creak at night. And it'll sound like people are walking down them. I really don't pay them no mind. So I don't know if they still do that. But they used to creak at night. But it also could be my imagination. When you're a kid.
Yeah.
But it used to legit sound like somebody was walking down the stairs. And so I was up, climbed out, and I was like, dang, I gotta use the bathroom. And I kid you not, I walked out into the hall, and I got like right in the middle. And the darkness was so intense that I froze. And I looked at the end of the hallway where where the stairs and stuff would be, but it was so dark down there, which they should have put more lights in the house. but it was so dark down there, you're right, that I was like frozen in fear. And would you believe that I could not move because I started seeing things in the dark? I started hearing all types of crap, and I was so afraid that I couldn't even make a sound. And so, needless to say, I went to the bathroom, all right, standing right there in that spot, had let it go and didn't even know it. It was bad. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was literally like, I was frozen in fear.
So I'm interested to know, what was your parents, response to this to this situation? Because they didn't know that you were sneaking out. So did you leave a puddle where you were standing, or?
So the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure it did leave a puddle, but I don't remember how the puddle was handled. But I do remember finally getting this courage back because I was so afraid. I was too afraid to go back to my room, and the bathroom like right here, my room like right there.
That's true.
Literally, but for a 3-year-old, it's more steps. But when I finally got the courage to run back to the bed and get back in the bed, if I remember correctly, I remember it being like, I think they thought I used to bathroom myself in my sleep or something like that. And I don't know what happened to the puddle. I guess it just dried and niggas never knew. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We ripped that carpet up anyway, so.
That is so funny.
I probably was part of the reason why we had to pull that carpet up. Wow. But to me, like, that made me realize from then moving forward that fear will, not only will it, of course, have you afraid, but it'll have you in a situation of you're not moving forward, but you're not even moving backwards either. You're literally just stagnant.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I really don't remember exactly where I was going with that story, but yeah, fear is a terrible thing. Very, very terrible thing. And believe it or not, shortly after that, I made the conscious decision that I would never be afraid again. But I'm not gonna walk y'all through that story. It's not important.
That was he really threw back pain training, y'all.
Did. Probably a little psycho, but did.
Very much so psycho. But oh man, that is quite a story. I don't know any stories of me being afraid. I was afraid of every doggone thing, really. But
so,
I was afraid of everything, but at the same time, I wasn't afraid of nothing. If that made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, crazy. The same guy that went skydiving was scared of everything.
Right.
Anyways,
I feel that though, because I ain't gonna lie, I was terrified of everything as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Talking to people, just walking in front of people, all kinds of stuff really would terrify me. But I always had this psychotic rule. I was like, if I'm afraid of it, I need to do it. So,
that's good. I didn't get that rule until college because I was afraid of all that stuff all the way up to college.
Feel that?
All the way to college. My grown behind out here acting like this out of fear. It's crazy. But we some people are late bloomers. So we as long as we got through it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that poses this next question. You said go give us your biggest fears. What are your current fears for this? Your fears for this current season. In this current season. Jesus.
That's easy. Fears for this current season. What I'm supposed to do next. Because, like, how sometimes, you pray on things and you ask Lord to do things and, He'll finally do them. And then you get there and you're like, oh, shoot, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Where do I go from here? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That would definitely be one, especially career-wise. I don't know what to do next. Don't know how long He's going to have me in the place that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just up in the air. That's definitely one. I think the next biggest one would be, art. Because we hosted a poetry slam with a writing group that we belong to not too long ago, and I think that was very big for all of us.
It was big
to put ourselves out
there.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my God, but it was big. Yeah.
So and I feel like that was the first of many projects that we're gonna do, and so that's definitely something that I'm a little nervous about. I wrote a piece, did a visual for it a couple weeks ago, and that'll be out sometime, But it's just that nervousness of like when I think about it, because I'm good right now, but then when I actually text the videographer, like we talk about it, it'd be like, dang, now it feels real. You know what I'm saying? And I know when I get that finished product back, I'm like, dang, I got to do something with this now. So definitely that. I would say I'm a little bit afraid to get back in the dating scene. That's interesting. I ain't there yet. But I also, we finna be 25, so it's kind of like when you start thinking about that kind of stuff. So just trying to work through that kind of stuff. I think that would probably be the biggest things, and just trying to stay in the will of God. Most importantly, because I know recently I ain't been in my word like I need to be. I ain't been praying like I need to be. you know. So just trying to stay in that sweet spot. Yeah, it was probably my biggest fears right now.
Okay.
What about you?
Everything. I mean, cause like you said, you know, we've been working on so many different projects. I have a book coming out November 18th. And my biggest fear is like that thing come out, people like, this thing whack. We'll read it. or come out and they be like, you know, like nobody buys it, nobody cares to read it, or that they read, you know, that particular passage on Survivor's Guild, they read that and be like, rebuke, you know, stone off the internet type thing or whatever. You know, I've just always been, you know, like it's the ridicule or the what ifs or the many different, you know, like possibilities that could happen or the many different outcomes in lieu of me being vulnerable. Because that book is all about me being vulnerable type thing. That comes out November 18th. Very, you know, nervous about that. I have not been excited about it as of yet. You know, I had like one moment of excitement when I saw about the cover of the book. That was it. I have not been excited about it yet. I also been like, you know, trying to put together some like, you know, creative stuff like dance videos and stuff like that. Very nervous about that. Like, you know, it's easy to be like that crap whack. Real easy, you know. And I'm just afraid of not being creative enough, not being outside of the box, and not being, you know, myself with it per se. What else? Oh yeah, I laugh on what comes next because man, I'll be thinking like, Lord, after I graduate, what's next? After I graduate, what am I doing next? After this book come out, what's next? What's next? You know, that's what I've been thinking about. You know, because it's like I don't know what they're gonna do next. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now, really. Yeah. If I'm really doing what I'm supposed to do now, you know, yeah, just being afraid of missing that window.
Same, yeah. I feel like time moving. The
time moving. I'm afraid of missing the window because I can't get myself together. Get my life together, do what I'm supposed to do. You know, those are a lot of my fears. I would definitely say my fears also, like you said, the dating scene, is not so much, because, you know, I've been ready to find me something. But at the same time, my fear is like, get in that thing and I'd be like, I really don't want this. Like,
that's why you break up with it.
And not even, and it's not, and I'm more so saying like, I don't want this because like, I don't feel like doing the work. I don't feel like, because you know me, I don't like talking on the phone. I don't want to be sitting here on the phone. If we ain't talking about nothing, hang up, because I'm not going to sleep on the phone with you. That's just me.
Yeah, I think that's a big. I don't think you have to do all that.
Because some people actually won't do that. No, I'm not doing that. And you know, I don't like being told nothing. I don't like being told nothing. I don't want to be, you know, responsible for somebody else other than myself right now. And I'm afraid that will never change. So that's why that's my fear. Like, what if they don't ever change? What if you like, oh yeah, I'm ready for my boo, this and that, pursuing somebody, you start pursuing somebody, you be like, I really don't want this crap. And then like you never actually want, like I'm 40-something years old, still like, I don't want this crap. Now what am I here doing?
Like the other 40-year-olds who's single right now.
Sleeping around?
Basically.
I don't want to sleep around.
Don't do that. I'm gonna tell you about yourself.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so those are mine. You know, just all that.
I have 2 questions.
Okay, I might have 2 answers.
The first one is relating to what you were saying about like creating, right? Because I feel like, you know, we're creatives. We hang around a lot of other creatives.
Absolutely.
And this is what we do.
Yeah.
Do you ever find yourself in a situation where you create something, you make something, whether it's a dance, whether it's a poem, whether it's spoken word, something for a book, whatever, and then nitpick it to death and, you know, deem it not good enough for the sake of not having to actually put it out?
Yes.
I do that too.
Yes.
Knowing good and well, I actually like this. It's actually cool to me and I enjoy it, but I'm not going to put it out because I don't think nobody else is.
And it's not even just that stuff. It be regular pictures. You know how I be with pictures.
Right.
Like, Jerry like, every fire, like, look at my head. Look at my face. Why like that? No, no, it's not good. And Jerry like, you just going to delete it. You just don't want to post nothing. That's why I mean, that's why me and Christina was kind of just like, you know what? From now on, we got this thing. I forgot how we said it or how we worded it, but it's kind of just like, you know, if I feel like, you know, like if you're doing too much, like in that aspect, like type thing, I'll be like, you know what, since you're doing all that, post it anyway. I'm using my card. You get 3 of them. I'm using my card. and I have to use one from when she posted the Cali pictures. So I was like, cause that's fire, you know, type thing. And you know, she said she would do one for me, vice versa, or whatever. So like, and then I'm giving you 3 cards as well because you know I would do that to death. That's with anything, with a dance, with a look, with pictures, with just going outside the door. You feel me? With what I'm wearing, everything. So yeah, and that's just the way of kind of just being like, if you want to do it, just do it.
Can I get 5 cards?
Take it 5.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, yep, using my card, using my card, using my card, using my card.
Yeah, so that's just, you know, to you know, put me outside my box. And even you, when you was like, you know, the project may not come out this year, it might come out next year. I was like, BS, it's coming out this year.
Dang, is that one of your cards you're using?
It's not a card. I'm letting you know it's coming out this year.
Okay.
Because I knew instantly it was fear. Because I feel that.
Definitely.
And the only reason why I got pushed back was because, you know, I was coming out with a dance video sometime soon. But the only reason why I got pushed back, money.
I'm about to say, yeah, you have a good
resources, you know, yeah. So
understand.
Yeah, resources. So that's the only difference. But anyways, many different things coming out, you guys. Be prepared. You know, your boy's doing some things. But what's the other question?
My other question is, how are you currently moving past those fears? And how have you moved past those fears in the past? So you can really flip them.
How have I moved past them in the past? I would say accountability. Because it wasn't for you and me and Mike, I'd be out here doing nothing. I'd be a couch potato. Lame, whack, absolutely nothing. Y'all wouldn't even never see my face really. It was more so accountability back then, but now mine is more so kind of like pray and do it. Well, I'll pray on it like, Lord, look, I don't know if this is what you want me to do. If it's not, redirect me, but I'm about to go out here and do it, type thing. Or some things, if it's real monumental, I'll be like, Lord, I'm praying on this, you know, and I'm waiting on you, type thing. Yeah. But like most of the time, I just go ahead and do it. I'll be like, I'm terrified, so I'm gonna do it. Like for the poetry slam thing, I was terrified to get up to talk to people, even though it's something that I can do. I was terrified, so I was like, all right, so I'm scared, just go up here and do it. I was like, let me introduce the next people, let me take over, type thing. Yeah. That's my way of doing it, just doing it. And then when I actually start doing it, I realized, you know what, it's not as bad as I was hyping it up to be. Because like somebody said, it's very, very easy to trick the mind. Right. Extremely easy to trick the mind. Because fear and excitement, they operate in the same parts of your brain. In case you didn't know, I learned that in psychology class. Fear and excitement operate in the same parts of your brain, so it's easy to trick your mind and believe that the fear that you're experiencing is actually excitement. So, do with that as you will.
I feel it. That's good.
What about you?
I'm a little bit more on the psychotic spectrum. Might need a check.
Yeah.
In the past, I just approach it like Batman would. He believes in killing all fear. You know, he doesn't believe in being afraid. So that's how I approach most of life. Just be like, okay, if I'm afraid of something, it's like I see it as an opponent in front of me that needs to die. And so I go kill it. So I try to be a little more level-headed these days, you know, and make more sense of life. It worked great in the past. I was gonna say that. But now I try to be more faith-driven than fear-driven. Yeah. So where it's like, okay, I'm absolutely terrified of this. I'm terrified of the outcome, or you know, whatever it is. I got anxiety about this. And so now I just try to remember. I try to forget who I am and remember more of who the Lord is. Because like,
it's cool.
If I had to put my faith in me, I think I'd be laying right along with you. You'd be on that side of the couch, I'd be on this side of the couch, and we wouldn't be doing crap.
Not a dog.
Just sitting here watching TV.
We actually wouldn't be here because, you know, we had no money to pay these bills.
Yeah, we'd probably be in that parking lot.
Yep. Or better yet, we'd probably still be at our parents' house because our parents would put us on the street like that.
This is true. But yeah, like, just trying to remember, you know, that the Lord is who I put my faith in. That's who I put my hope in. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta throw out there the scripture because that's what we do. But also, I tell myself this like a million times a day because I'm actually afraid of a lot of things. And so the Lord is constantly reassuring me, you know, in who He is and in His ability to produce even out of afraid situations. And so, you know, the Bible says that the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, sound mind, self-control, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of just have to remind myself that all the time, like, the Lord didn't make you scary. That's how I say it in my mind. Same thing. Like, Lord didn't make you scary. What you being scared for? Go do it. You know what I'm saying? And I also try to put myself in the perspective of other people, because there's a lot of things I would have done way earlier in life if I had seen other people do them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, there are things in life that I only did because people around me were doing that I always wanted to do. Like, remember we had this thing for a long time where it'd be like, I do it if you do it. And on some hands it was great, other hands not so much.
Yeah. Can't remember that one though.
Me either. I really can't either.
Yeah, it was more so one of those things. It was kind of just like, this could be good, but I'm scared of it. So if you do it with me, I'll do it.
Right.
You know, it was never really a bad thing, y'all. We were not here just following each other blindly now.
Nah, yeah.
Because if it was bad, you'd be like, you on your own. And I'd be like, I'm not doing that. So,
facts.
And then that would automatically cancel the person out. Yeah, okay, I'll move along then.
So I guess you could say that's accountability too, you know, because you never know. And I really felt like that with that poetry slam. I feel like we saw, and there's two people in particular that I'm thinking of in my head who I don't think they would ever have gotten up and said anything had we not done what we did.
That is true.
You know, and I know we're thinking the same person, but you know, so I just try to think about it from that perspective too. Like, you know what, these people might laugh me off the stage, but somebody in here needs this.
They need it.
So, you know, just take it from that perspective too.
Yeah. So with that being said, I want to say one thing that happened recently, and I guess that'd be it. But you know, like my class, old lady, you know, first of all, can't miss 3 classes. You miss 3 classes, you fail. And I've already missed 2 classes because my dumb self was logging in on Tuesdays instead of Mondays, like I was supposed to. And so, like, I had a meet with the lady, and she had a nasty attitude. And we were just talking, conversing, stuff of that sort, going back and forth. And we came to an understanding, like, okay, cool, I'll waive your 1 type thing. But at the end of the day, you know, like, come to class, this is and that, so that sort. And she was like, I don't want to fail you, but you know, like, she was just real nasty, you know. And so that whole, and after that meeting, that whole week, I was like, Lord, I was praying for, I was like, Lord, please let me not, cause like the class was giving me so much fear, like so much. I'm like, if I fail this class, y'all, I can get my degree. You feel me? And I'm just like, and I don't spend all this money and work this hard. I want this degree. So, and also at the same time though, fear was like, just drop out.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I ain't gotta do it all this. Just drop out, whatever, you know. Cause I was like, I don't mind dropping this doggone thing, you know. I really didn't want to, but like, and so today when we had class, she was like, Marquise, see me after class, type thing, you know. And then she was talking to me, and she was like, so I see you have some missing assignments here, because first of all, if an assignment was too much for me and I got overwhelmed, I didn't do it, you know, out of fear, you know. And I was like, well, I just deduct those few points or whatever. I'll pass eventually. So she was like, you missing this time, what's going on? I was like, Hunger, you understand. I'm stressed out. I got a lot going on. I'm doing too much and stuff like that. So I said, so I have no excuse. I just didn't do it because I just didn't have it in me to do it. And she was like, well, I don't want you failing my class. So you need to go ahead and do this assignment. I'm going to go ahead and give you to this day to do the assignment. I'm going to open this back up for you. Did you upload this? Make sure you upload this. And like, she was like, started working with me. And she was like, you know, I understand what's going on, this and that. Like, she was a whole different person. Yeah. And I was just like, this could be the same woman, you know, and because like that whole week I was like, Lord, please let me not hold any resentment towards this woman. Let us be able to go forth and this and that. And then, you know, Christine was telling me how she also, you know, before the class even started, she was like, Lord, give him unmerited favor, like to where it just shows. And I'm like, it comes to show y'all. Sometimes when you're scared, just pray, just pray, y'all. I'm telling you, I prayed down over that class, man. And the outcome was just great. Now the outcome is more work that I got to finish because I didn't finish on the front end now. But at the end of the day, though, I'll go ahead and get it done because you give me an opportunity. So,
you better,
man. But yeah, like that's also, you know, another comeback of fear. Prayer, scripture, the Lord, like point blank and period. That's just what it is.
Literally.
So yeah, so that was my recent bout with fear and anxiety.
I think that's really good that you said that, because I think a lot of people don't realize fear can either be a recipe for failure or a recipe for faith. Because like if you think about it, I think the only reason that the Lord would allow us to be afraid is so that we can put our faith in Him and let Him come and do the work. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
And unfortunately, I feel like sometimes we go on that opposite end, and we don't do nothing. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely say, just let fear be the thing that pushes you to having faith.
So have faith in the midst of your fear, y'all. Whatever it is that you're scared of, and this and that, talk about it. It's all right to be scared, but do something about it. Don't let that fear have you stagnant or out here looking doggone fool or lame.
Right.
Like we talked about.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and even if you want to tell us what that fear is, inbox us. Talk about it.
We respond.
Yeah, we'll respond. This time. So anyway, you got anything else for them, Jared?
Nah, I'm good. This God ain't make you scared. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. God ain't make me scared. I thought of something a little. Okay, that's not good. All right, that's all I got.
Trying to find a place I went wrong. I got a couple problems, but I'll make it alone. I can't right on my wrongs, but I can write them in songs.